Good morning, everybody. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. Welcome back. We got a couple things to talk about today. Um, but yeah, good morning to everybody. So, who do we see that we got in the chat right now? We're gonna just kind of roll call some names here as more and more people join in before we get into the three topics and then possibly an open discussion at the end. But before I do that, I do want to say that kind of took a straw poll and it was pretty much voted that people like the hour long podcast. So I'm gonna try to keep it to that today, and just really just kind of go in on what I said we was gonna be talking about. So first off, we got Gene in here, Gene G Tech. What's up? Good morning, bro. How's it going? How's your Monday starting off? Those that have not subscribed to his channel, please check out his channel, Gene G Tech. Subscribe to him, and I'll get all that good stuff. Chanel 808 Life up in the building. Lawrence, what's up? Good morning. Also, they are members themselves and have joined to become a member. We got Red Rum. Red Rum, appreciate you for being in here, bro. Thanks so much for coming in. Looks like we got Mr. Russell. Top of the morning. Top of the morning to you, good sir. Let me go ahead and update something here. Actually, we got it in here, so we give shout outs. So right there down below, if you guys see the little ticker, we do have the names of the members of the channel. So I really appreciate everyone who has become a member of the channel themselves. I really appreciate it. I'm planning on doing something special for members come December. So it's going to give me a little bit of time. Don't know exactly what it is, but I'm coming up with something. So just rest assured there's going to be something additional for you guys besides the tier that you guys basically joined. So big shout outs to my members here. Also, shout out to the mods. If you got the wrench themselves, you guys are the mod squad now. Sneed owns hashtag Form Voltron. But I'll say hashtag Team Voltron for my mod squad. Thanks so much for you guys. You guys do a wonderful job holding it down in my podcast. So I really appreciate it. Today's beverage of choice happens to be brisk tea. This is not a sponsorship. This is just me telling you that I really, really like brisk tea. I was feeling kind of parched there, but anyways, yeah. So, other things to possibly consider if you guys would like to help with the channel itself. You guys don't have to, but those are the links there for anyone who wants to leave a monetary one-time donation. That's totally up to you. Just for me, I'd say smashing that like button is something that super duperly helps me out. So yeah, definitely. So we got a bit of news to talk about this morning. Just to kind of give you guys a brief synopsis of what we're going to be talking about. First off, as usual, we talk about the Pixel news, right? Pixel 5. So apparently Japan, Team Pixel in Japan tweeted out and accidentally gave out the pricing for the Pixel 5 in Japan. So more people are just running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to convert yen to American dollars. And so that's kind of interesting. But we'll kind of talk about that. We'll talk about it at the end of this. Also, it looks like there's 17 apps that is recommended that you guys uninstall from your device if you currently have these apps installed in your Android devices, as it contains a malware called the Joker Malware. And I'll explain what that malware does. We're also going to be talking about Google Messages, getting a nifty little tool, nothing too extravagant, nothing mind-blowing, but something that I think is actually pretty cool to have with Android Messages. And I think a lot of people who have Android are definitely going to benefit from this. So before we jump right in, if you guys want to, grab your favorite beverage, your favorite snack, that way you guys got something to snack on while you guys are watching the podcast. You got something to drink if you feel parched. And while you're doing that, please feel free to share this to your social platforms so other people that, you think might be interested in listening to the podcast, would definitely benefit from it. Also, this will be a audio version going on the audio podcast itself. So, if you guys love, listening to the audio version, or maybe you want to replay as you're driving to work or whatnot, you can listen to it on the audio podcast source of your choice, basically, because this is shared upon different various sources such as Apple, Google, Breaker, Stitcher. It's on various different podcast sources because Anchor is a solid source to do these podcasts. So while I get the familiars out of the way, so that way we can just kind of like dive right in. You guys know me. I love to screen share. Screen share is one of my favorite things to do. So we're going to talk about Android messages, and I'm going to share that with you guys right now. Also, as you guys know, I like to cite my sources, so the sources will be in the chat, so you guys can actually go and literally read it afterwards if you guys like to. You guys can share it, whatever it may be. But anyways, Google Messages will soon help you easily declutter your inbox. This is actually pretty cool. I think this is cool. This is pretty dope. So, yeah, I'll just kind of go with it from right here. So, anyways, what is exactly talking about? And the focus with this, which I think this is kind of like its beta form. Eventually, it will broaden more, but it's basically focusing on like like the one time pins. You know what I mean? So like, say if you know say you have Instagram with two-factor authentication, right? So it's going to send you a text message with a code that you have to plug in order for you to sign into the app. That's what it's basically focusing on as far as decluttering. So it says here, just real quick, brief synopsis of an excerpt of this article that was done by AndroidCentral.com. It says APK teardown of Google Messages version 6.7.067 by the folks of XDA developers have revealed that the app could soon gain a new feature that would allow it to find and automatically delete one-time passwords from your phone's inbox 24 hours after they receive it. That's actually a really cool thing that I think, because like a lot of us, first of all, if you use social media quite a bit, you definitely want to have two-factor authentication in. So that's something that you definitely want to be well aware of, right? Like keeping your sources protected. You definitely want that. And so when those text messages comes through, your Android messages can be fully cluttered, with like your different threads, like your threads with your friends, family, loved ones. And then you have like all these various different one-time password threads, right? From like, let's say Instagram, Facebook, Google, especially with Google. Lots of things you do with Google for security reasons usually sends out like a text message with a 6-digit PIN number. And so what's actually going to happen with this new feature is that if you turn it on, if you select it to be on, um, it will then declutter any text message that you receive after 24 hours when it comes to these one-time password, one-time pins. Lawrence, thanks for coming back. Appreciate it, bro. Um, you made your mom breakfast. That's awesome. What'd you make her for breakfast, man? Share with us. So anyways, that's to me that's kind of cool. Just declutters, keeps all the message threads that you want, gets rid of all these, one-time password, one-time pins after 24 hours. So it gives you a good length of time just in case you need that 6-digit pin or that password. It gives you a good length of time for that. Or like even the ones that like gives you a link to reset your password. It gives you 24 hours. It doesn't just delete it automatically right away if you select it to be on. And that's also the cool part. You can choose to not have this turned on where it won't delete any of these one-time pin or one-time messages. So, and this could broaden out into the future. You know what I mean? Like besides doing one-time pins, one-time passwords, eventually they can beef it up a little bit more where, it just, you can select certain text message threads to have the text message deleted after 24 hours, which will then also help declutter your Android messages. So this is something that I think that Google can really play upon going a little bit forward, and that is making it much more easier for your Android messages thread to be decluttered. Because I don't know, some people are OCD to an extent. I am when it comes to Android messages. I hate having clutter, so by the end of the day, I'm always purposely selecting all these text message threads that are either one-time pins or one-time passwords for any of my social accounts. I just straight out deleting them and just leaving the text message threads that are like from my wife, from my dad, my sister, my brother, friends. I just leave those obviously because I want those threads in case I need a reference back to a conversation we had. But one-time pin, one-time passwords, totally, get rid of them after 24 hours. So this is a really, really cool thing that they are doing. So I'm, definitely applauding Google for doing such a thing. I think it's really cool. And I think a lot of people with Android message would definitely benefit from that. So I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think real quick? You guys can chime in on this, before I move on to the next topic. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a cool thing for Android messages? Do you guys find any benefits to this? That's the question that I ask everybody in the chat. You guys can chime in on it and leave a quick response back before we jump right into the next subject, which, this one is, to me, I want to spend a little bit more time on talking about this next subject. But Android messages, one-time password, one-time pins, deletion, I think that's absolutely cool. As usual, dad duties calls. So yeah, I had to answer my daughter. I mean, this virtual learning, oh my gosh, I hope this virtual learning just kind of ceases. October 19th, my kids might possibly have to return back to school, which is great because I don't mind. That's one of my favorite things to do, and I'll tell you guys towards the end. I love getting up in the morning and make my kids breakfast and then walking them to school. To me, that's just a favorite pastime for me to do. I don't know. I'll explain. Also, at the end of this podcast, I'm going to address yesterday's live stream just to kind of address that and kind of put closure to that because, yeah, I think that's a different side. And I don't think anyone's really seen me do something like that per se on YouTube, but I just want to explain a little bit more before I close it out. Anyways, I think it's going to be a great feature for messages. Yeah. Let's see. I sent you a photo, LOL. Oh, okay. I'll check it out here in a minute. Gene is getting hungry. Somebody get Gene some breakfast. He's getting hungry. Gene, are you hungry for breakfast? Or are you hungry to get married? I mean, are we hearing wedding bells? Is it going to be a winter wedding? Please do let us know. Um, Wrong phone. Like first person problems, right? Having two phones with active service on it and then having to like see what was up. All right, here we go. Ooh, okay. Spam, eggs, and toast. That's what Lawrence made for breakfast. Nice. You're hungry to get married and have and eat breakfast? Wow. Gene, Gene, you are being absolutely naughty for a Monday, man. Wow. That's a whole different side of you. um yeah, so you guys pretty much like waited on it. All right, let's kind of jump into the next thing. This one I want to spend a little bit more time with because I think you guys absolutely need to know about this. So let's just go ahead and screen share this next article piece here, and we'll just kind of go into it. And that is, there are 17 apps. I don't want to subscribe to your newsletter, but there are 17 apps that are actually affected by what's called the Joker malware. Okay. This one, I think a lot of people really need to know about. So if you know people that have any of these apps, I would say to you to tell them like to get rid of those apps on their device because these specific apps have been ID'd to be infected with the Joker malware. Now, just real quick, what the Joker malware is, it's kind of almost similar to what Strandhog 2.0 is. If you guys remember, I talked a lot about Strandhog 2.0 because it was a very serious threat to smartphones. What this malware did was it masked itself to be like an icon on your screen. So, like if you had Facebook, it masked itself to be Facebook and be on top of Facebook. So if you think of that movie, I don't know if you guys ever saw that movie, the Emoji Movie, how in the world of the smartphone, you guys see all these app icons. Just think of it like that. Just picture that type of world and think of the Strandhog 2.0 malware as the Facebook icon on top of the Facebook icon. So when you clicked Facebook and then you wanted to sign in, it was grabbing all your information. The Joker malware does the same thing. However, it has specific target points, such as your messaging app. It targets that. It targets your what do you call it? What's it called? Your contacts. So these are several apps that are been proven to be infected with this. Now, why are they infected? How did they become infected? Well, that goes on the developer. So, but anyways, so let's just kind of go through this real quick. well, the page itself, but it says Android users need to manually remove these 17 infected apps. Obviously, so just an excerpt from the article. By the way, let me cite my source here so you guys can read on it more yourself. But this is from PCMagazine.com. So let me just kind of drop that here in the link. Make sure that goes through. Okay. Let's make sure the link was right. I don't know if I accidentally deleted something. So, okay. Anyways, so it says, as security company Zscaler explains, the apps in question were infected with the Joker malware. It steals SMS messages, contact list, device information, but the most serious threat it poses to users is automatic signups to premium wireless application protocols on WAP services. With WAP billing, users get a shock next time they receive their mobile bill, as the service costs are charged directly to it. The Joker malware circumvents the Google Play app vetting process through a combination of code tweaks, execution method variations, and changes to how it downloads the payload, allowing it to function, steal information, trigger the WAP service signups. Google has removed 17 infected apps from the Play Store and disabled them on devices where they are installed, thought to be in the region of 120,000 devices. The list of apps includes all good PDF scanners, Mint, Leaf Message. These are just by the way, these are the list. Let me full screen this so you guys can see it much clearer. These are the list of devices, the list of apps. Sorry, that are infected with the Joker malware. So all good PDF scanner, Mint Leaf Message, your private message, unique keyboard, fancy fonts and free emoticons, Tangram app lock, direct message, private SMS, one sentence translator, style photo collage, meticulous scanner, desire translate, talent photo editor with blur focus, care message, part message, paper doc scanner, blue scanner, hummingbird PDF converter, and all good converter. These apps have been known already by Google to have the Joker malware and have been removed from the Play Store. Devices that have these apps have been disabled, so that way they do not function on Android devices. So with these ones, a list of those, please in fact delete. Matter of fact, might as well. I will post the 17 apps in the chat for everybody. So let me just go do that real quick, and then that way there will be the list in the chat itself. So that's going to be a big comment. All those are known to have it. So I guess, wow, this is kind of cool how it broke it up into like so many different chat messages. But anyways, these are the 17 apps that are currently known to have the Joker malware. As ZDNet reports, the one thing Google can't do, however, is remove the now disabled apps from the device. That's right. So they cannot. This is where, like I just said, like, they can disable it from functioning on Android devices, but they cannot uninstall it from your device remotely. So you have to do that work yourself, which is not hard. You just go into your settings, go into your apps. From the top, select all apps. It shows a list of all the applications on your device. Locate any of these apps if you have installed them on your Android smartphone and select it. And then to the right, you'll see uninstall. Select that to uninstall it. If you have it on your home screen, simply just long press on it, drag it to where it says uninstall at the top of your home screen, and it uninstalls it from there. Other than that, that's all you really have to do, because everything else has been handled by Google. So as far as the app functioning and everything and whatnot, it has been disabled. You just have to uninstall it. It continues on to say, as the Joker malware is so difficult to thwart, it seems unlikely this is the last time we'll hear about the infected apps being removed from the Play Store. If you're unsure about installing a new app, do some checking first. Quick search of the app name could reveal if it's one to avoid or perfectly safe to install. And also, we do have what's called the Play Protect, so that actually continuously scans apps that are in the Play Store and apps that are installed on your device to make sure that none of them are infected or listed as one to be infected with any specific type of malware. So yeah, let's just kind of dwell on into this. So of course, one thing that we hear a lot of, okay, and Lawrence just made a perfect example to an extent. One thing that we hear about, that we hear a lot of is where people that are iOS users will kind of use things like this to kind of sway people to go to an iPhone. I mean, this is one of the things they really talk about a lot of, like, Apple never deals with anything like this, so go to Apple because only Androids get infected with malware and things like that. That's absolutely not true. Okay, absolutely not true. I don't care whatever Apple person can come and argue with me about this. Apple devices have and can be infected by malware. The reason why it's less likely to is just the differences in the platforms. So, is it true that Android is, when it comes to security, is weaker than Apple? Yes, because of open source. The reason that these things happen and the reason why most malware situations happen. Thank you, Baby Yoda, for popping in. I'm doing good this morning, bro. How are you doing? I hope your Monday is starting off right because yeah, Mondays are awesome sometimes. Sometimes they're not, but sometimes they are. It just depends. Um, but it's less than Android. Yeah, I'm going into that. The open source is one of the major factors on Android on the reason why you hear more about malware on Android than you do on iOS. Because again, people got to think Apple controls everything down on the end, right? From the hardware to the software to the apps that's allowed in the App Store. Apple has all control over that, right? There's no third party. There's no third party developers have to go through a huge vetting process in order for them to have their apps put into the App Store on iOS. On Android, there is a vetting process, and yes, things slip through. However, the number one and the most reason why Android devices and iOS users and Apple fanboys don't like to hear this, but the number one reason why that Android has a lot of this malware and stuff on it is because of side loading applications. That is it. Majority of it is not because they've gotten into the Play Store and then people downloaded it from the Play Store. That's a very small percentage of it. Very small. Major percentage of it is user themselves. And where people think about, well, how does this happen? How does it absolutely happen? I'll give you an example. I could write a code, right, for to build a malicious software to attach onto an application, an Android application, and completely tear down the APK and put this code line in it, and then repackage the APK and put it back on the site for download. Let's take Gcam for example, because there's a lot of people that have Android phones and they want what Google Pixel's camera app has, but they don't want to buy a Google Pixel. They want to go somewhere else. So they want to stay with, like, say, like OnePlus, or they want to stay with the Samsung device. So they download Gcam from third-party sources such as APK Mirror, or APK Pure, any of these sites that host the file, the app itself, the app file for you to install and download, right? So rather than getting it from the Google Play Store, which is the place that people say is where you should get your apps from, they want to go with outside sources. So when they do that, they download the APK file and they sideload it onto their Android device. And sideloading means you download it, it's in your downloads folder, you click on it, it opens up to try and install, and you get that warning that says that this is being installed third party. Do you want to proceed with it? You have to check yes to uninstall third party source apps. You install it onto your phone. It's already been infected with that code that's been put in there. Now you have malicious software on your Android device. So the whole idea that and I've noticed this a lot when you have these Android and iOS wars. The iPhone fanboys love to go in there and just be like, it's infected. Like, they paint this picture like when Android was built, it was built with so much infections already in it that it's just you can't get away from it. That's absolutely not true. That's not. And I think it's ridiculous that they even paint that kind of picture. Yes, they can be infected. Yes, Android is mostly known to have these types of issues, but it's user error the reason why these infections even exist. If everybody did not, every Android user did not download sideload applications onto their Android device, there would be a huge drop in the amount of reported infected Android devices with malware versus what we have right now. So, in short, the reason that Android has the most malicious software reports is because users tend to download stuff from other sites. And it's not just, downloading from like, like an APK mirror or anything like that. Another thing that happens is that people want to cheat in video games, right? How many of you guys remember the Candy Crush cracked version that you can download on Android? So what I mean by cracked version is that somebody hacked, no, not hacked it, but they put the app for download. It's been cracked. So they have a profile already installed in the app source itself. So when you download the game like Candy Crush, the cracked version, which gives you unlimited moves, um, unlimited whatever that lollipop hammer thing was, whatever. People would want to cheat on the game Candy Crush to get ahead so quickly that they would download this, they would install it on their Android device. They would be happy because they're playing Candy Crush and they're no longer limited to 37 moves. They can beat every level because it's unlimited moves, unlimited, like lollipop hammer things. So if you came to like the part of the level where the candies were coated with chocolate or caramel, you can easily bust through them to get rid of them and unveil the gummy bear behind it. People cheated on games. Hell, even that one game, Swamp Attack, where you had to defend your home against aliens and monsters, and you're a redneck with a shotgun, and you had to like blow up all these things. You literally, people would download the cracked version that gave the person unlimited money to spend, so you can buy every weapon and upgrade it, buy every type of bomb and upgrade it, upgrade your house, add a lizard on top of your roof to eat the flying alien bugs, and then you had help from like various different side characters that you can place in front of your house that would help take down the monsters. People would download the cracked versions of that. White Rabbit app for iPhone for Pokemon or a joystick. But people would buy not buy, they would get all these cracked versions of games. They would love to cheat on games. And this is one of the major reasons why Android devices become infected. So, to be straight out with everybody, removing all the BS that comes with it, is iOS more secure than Android? The answer to that question is yes, it is, because it's fully controlled. On the Android side, it's open source, which leaves much more vulnerabilities for malware to basically enter the picture of the Android operating system. So when it comes down to it, like security is your main thing, then yes, I would say definitely go with an iPhone because it's very close source. However, going with that, if you're one that likes to do more things with your smartphone and not be told what to do with your smartphone, then Android's the only way to really go because on an iPhone, Apple controls just about everything. So, I mean, what they just recently gave permissions to iPhone users to be able to decide default. I think on messaging. I gotta look back at that. That's something I'm going to talk about tomorrow, anyways. But that's something I got to look back at. But which is a good touch because I think that Apple's kind of loosening its grip on iOS users, which is what iOS users wanted in the first place because they wanted to have the security of iOS. They wanted to be able. They wanted a simplicity when it came to their smartphone, but they also wanted just a little bit of them having control of what to do with their iPhone and how they wanted their iPhone to be, and not literally being told what every time you open a link, it has to open in Safari, whether you want to use Bing or you want to use Chrome or whatever, search engine you want to use. That was one of the biggest things that people hated about iOS was that when you got like a text message with a link to a website, you clicked it, the defaulted to Safari. And that was crazy. So in fact of that, I say this, these 17 apps that are listed that have been known to have this Joker malware, uninstall it from your device. Google has already disabled them from working on your device. So that's something. And honestly, people will be like, well, why can't they delete it? If they can disable it, they should be able to remote delete it. And maybe that just has to come down to the point of like how far Google's willing to enter into your phone. Because a lot of people would complain. And then definitely I can see it now. If Google had if they did open up the ability for them to remotely enter your phone and delete certain apps, that were known to be malicious. Just imagine how much complaining we would see on the internet where people would be like, I was like this far in my Candy Crush and it deleted because Google don't like me and they deleted my app. Like so many people, would have, because people they don't have the mentality that a lot of us geeks and nerds have, right? They don't know. They only think and believe in these theories that are easily compiled, in the not knowing brain. And I'm not saying that to be offensive. I'm just saying that that's just how it is. You know, if I was to go to somebody, say Google had access to remotely delete apps off your phone, and I went to someone who's non-knowing and said, "Hey, dude, did you know that Google has remote access into your phone? They can delete apps." That person is going to think all of a sudden like, "Oh, Google's deleting everything that they have." Mind you, they'll probably blame Google for everything. So, like, if they had a text message that deleted, they're going to blame Google and say Google remotely accessed their phone and deleted their messages. Maybe they had like a picture of them with a side chick or something like that they wanted to show the homies, and that picture was gone. And it could be his wife that found the photo and deleted it off his phone. And he's going to go and automatically blame Google and say Google remotely accessed his phone and deleted his side chick photo because Google is jealous that he had a side chick. Like people think that way nowadays. I'm sorry to say it, but that's the way mentality is these days. And so that is why Google will not remotely enter your phone and delete these apps themselves. You can manually do it yourself if you have any of these 17 apps installed already. Delete them yourselves. Not hard. You don't even have to go through the whole steps of going to settings and going to apps and then all apps and then find the app and then uninstall it. You can simply, either if it's on your home screen, long press it, drag it to the top where it says uninstall, then uninstalls it. Or you can swipe up into your app drawer, find the app, long press on it, start dragging it. The app drawer will drop down, the home screen will appear, uninstall will be on the top, and just drag it to the top of uninstall. That's all you have to do to get rid of this. So um, that's what I'm saying to people. It's like, you literally get rid of these things. It's not a lot of hard work. And plus two, to me, I don't see how it would be hard work to move an application. The app doesn't weigh anything. It's not like you're having to drag 800 pounds with just a tip of your finger. Like you're dragging an app. You're dragging an app away. So just why not just leave it as is and just get rid of it that way? I don't know. Some things that people do on their smartphones and they complain about just don't make sense. I mean, literally, I think people are trying to grind out to get it to where they absolutely have to do nothing. This is why I say that technology and the way that it's progressing for us, it's progressing in amazing ways. Don't get me wrong. But I also feel like that you were kind of becoming that movie Wall-E. You guys ever see that Disney movie Wall-E, where this colony of humans sends a robot back to Earth to see if Earth is viable to live on. And there's already a robot that's been living there that's supposed to be transmitting data back to them to let them know if Earth has become relivable. And his name is Wall-E. And they send another robot to check the area, and her name is Eva or Eve? I forget. It's Eva or Ava. Anyways, yeah, Wall-E falls in love with that robot. But yeah, in that movie, there are massive amount of humans sitting on floating chairs that do everything. ESPN, that do everything for them. And I mean, like, all humans in that cartoon are morbidly obese because the robots do everything for them. They don't exercise, they don't do nothing. They sit in these smart chairs that hand feeds them. Yeah, floaty chairs. Yeah, floaty chairs. They sit they sit in these chairs and they're force fed their food. They are given, screens to look at, to watch TV, to read. They do absolutely nothing. And I think I feel like that's what the human race is trying to go towards with smart technology. And it's not supposed to be that. I'll rant about this in the open discussion at the end, but anyways, yeah, so please, again, the list of 17 apps, I've posted it in the chat. Please take a time to, if you have any of these apps or remember ever downloading any of these apps, please uninstall them from your phone. Just know they have been disabled. So, but they've been disabled. If you re-enable them, that's on you, but I'm just saying, delete these apps. Save yourself the headaches, right? So, and the last bit of news that we have here, which we are finally getting into, and yeah, I must say the Pixel event is only 2 days away. Am I excited? Yes, like all the excitement and energy is just contained inside me. I'm bottling it up so I can unload when I go live during the event, which is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's when the launch night in is what it's called. I don't know why they call it launch night in. First of all, it's 11 a.m. I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, um, so we are going to look into this. A little bit of stuff kind of going on with the Pixel itself, and there we have it. This is from Tom's Guide. So again, like I do, I cite my source, so it will be in the chat. You guys can click on the link to this, read it for yourself. If you're watching the replay, you can do that. And I should have put these in the description too in the meantime. But anyways, they're in chat. So anyways, we got this from Tom's Guide. Let me go ahead and full screen this. And yeah, let's talk about this. So Pixel price just leaked from Google itself. All right, so we don't really need John Prosser anymore. John, I don't pay my people Prosser, go away. We don't need him anymore. We don't. For those people who are like really leaning on his words and being like, well, John said, I mean, Google kind of released it now because Google Japan accidentally tweeted out what the pricing would be. Now, okay, this is going to be for Japan itself. This is not going to be for the United States. And please, people, realize, don't go and take the Japanese price and then do a conversion and say, this is what it's going to be in American dollars because, yeah, you guys are sadly mistaken. It's going to be close to it, but not that. But this pretty much just apparently states that the Google Pixel 5 is going to be $699 in the US, okay? Because in Japan, it is going to be 74,800 yen. So in conversion price, that translates to $700. Guess what? What is $699 in the United States? Literally what we price it and call it $700 because we round it to the nearest 100, right? So the $700. $700 for the Pixel 5. And I had some time to really sit down and elaborate on this. And I think a lot of us kind of go back and forth on things. And I really kind of understand why it's going to be a $699 price tag, And the thing that I'm going to say here is that, yeah, it's a 700 series chip. I totally get it. People don't have to keep reminding me it's a 700 series chip. I totally got it, right? 8 gigabytes of RAM. I get it. A wide angle sensor and an ultra wide angle sensor. And, what was it? I forgot. The 107 in the field of view ray for the ultra wide angle. 8 megapixel front-facing shooter, or wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Yeah, all that shebang. I know about the specifications, and people are probably wondering why $699. And I feel like that, for what you're getting, it could be less. I would want it to be less, definitely. Who the hell doesn't want things to be less? When people go and do these live streams or videos, and they talk about, well, you know what, it should have been those $650. You're absolutely right. It should be. Because we all want it to be cheaper. Who the hell wants it to be more expensive? Like whoever says, yeah, that Pixel 5, man, 700 and there's a 765G chip, and it just doesn't have flagship materials, man, and it's going for like $699. I really wish they priced it at $950. Who the hell says that? Nobody says that. Everybody wants it to be cheaper. So when we have these different things where people are like, I want it cheaper, it should have been cheaper. Well, no, duh. Everybody wants it to be cheaper. The fact is it's $699. Okay. The fact is that now people are going to go and try to get super nerdy and talking about, well, we got to analyze the pricing to what you're getting out of it. Yeah, but you also got to understand the Pixel 4a 5G, and it costs $499. If we went ahead and priced this phone, say we decided to price the Pixel 5 at $599, right? So $100 more than the Pixel 4a 5G. Who's really going to buy the Pixel 5 then? Why would you? Because the Pixel 4a 5G has just about almost everything the Pixel 5 has, except an IP rating for water and dust resistance. It does not have reverse wireless charging. It has a bigger display. It has a 3,800 milliamp hour battery, which is only 200 milliamps less than the Pixel 5. But of course, it does have a bigger display, so battery will vary. So then somebody who's just like, look, I want the new Pixel. I can really deal without reverse wireless charging. I can really deal without that. I can deal without wireless charging. I can deal without an IP certification rating on water and dust resistance on the phone. I'll just opt for the Pixel 4a 5G. And that means that the Pixel 5 is hardly going to get any sales. The point of business is to be able to sell all your products and never really make those products compete. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it to where the Pixel 5 and the 4a 5G really do not compete. When people look at this, the option of buying the Pixel 5 or the Pixel 4a 5G is whether you can afford the Pixel 5 or only afford the Pixel 4a 5G. That's the only competition that Google wants between those two phones. They don't want it to necessarily compete where everyone is looking at the Pixel 4a 5G as being the best value, because then the Pixel 5 will flop majorly, and they don't want that. The goal of this is to put Pixels in more hands. My goal is to help people understand Pixels before they buy Pixels. That way they understand it. So their expectations is not to look at it like getting a Samsung Galaxy S or looking at it like getting an iPhone. Like, no, if you have that perception of buying a Pixel 5, don't do it. Don't do it. Just go buy you an iPhone or go buy you a Samsung Galaxy S device. That's why I do these videos. That's why, like, as much as I'm a Pixel fanboy, I talk about the Pixels, I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, is because I want people to really know what the experience is and what it's going to be with the Pixels, so that way their expectations does not come as a shocker to them when it's not what they expected it to be. I want them to know it is a raw Android experience. It is. You're not going to have a lot of, gestures to do this, gestures to do that. No, it's raw Android experience. Raw. That's what you get from it. That's all you're going to get from it. Right? But it's a pure form. It's well optimized, so it doesn't need 24 gigabytes of RAM. It doesn't need to. It does what you're going to need out of it. You need Facebook, it's got you. You need to take pictures, it's got you. You want to listen to music, it's got you. If you want to go and charge your Pixel Buds because the case ran out of battery, it's got you. That's what the Pixel does. It's got you for social media, for multitasking, for just everyday tasks. It's got you for media consumption. It's got you for that. It's got you for photo taking. And yes, while people will complain about the cameras of videography, it's got you for videos. You can take videos with a Pixel and it comes out decent. If you're wanting professional film-like videos like you can achieve by using an iPhone, because the iPhones have been doing commercials saying that this ad on Hulu was shot and filmed only using an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Like, yeah, we got it. You can achieve that type of quality with an iPhone. Well, of course, with a lot of editing. Don't just think you can point and shoot and you're going to get Steven Spielberg type, looks. That's not true. But, you can achieve good quality video with an iPhone. But with Pixels, you can achieve a decent video. One that when you shoot, say you shoot, your friend's birthday party, you can upload it to Facebook and people are going to see it just fine. It's not going to look like they're watching a game loaded from a cartridge on a Nintendo Entertainment System that's all pixelated. It's nothing like that. Nothing to that fact. I will state that right now. So the Pixels is that. That's the experience that you're going to get. If you're coming in trying to think, I'm going to opt for a Pixel 5, I'm a Galaxy S user, so I believe it's going to work like my Galaxy S20. No, your expectations is way off. If you're thinking it's going to be an iPhone, no, your expectations is way off. And I keep saying this, the Pixels is not the iPhone of Androids, because it's not that. It's not, it's the Android of Androids. It shows you Android in its raw form, what Android can do. And then obviously touts out photos, pictures, and things like that. But anyways, so as it stated, so about $600 price tag on the Pixel 5. So that's $699. That's what it's going to be. So it looks like that I gotta, continuously save. So I probably won't be able to get the Pixel 5 till maybe about February of 2021, February, March, which is totally fine with me. Everyone's gonna do their unboxings. Everyone's gonna have their reviews and stuff like that. And then my videos on my side project channel called Mr. Pixel, that will be available on there, the beginning of 2021, because the Pixel 5 is really not going to be contending against 2020 phones. It's actually going to be contending against 2021, right? So the newest Galaxy S coming out, the Galaxy S21, is going to be contending against that. To an extent, this is how I know, like, Android Authority Pocket Now, Android Central, Cult of Android, 9 to 5 Google. This is the type of articles they're going to be writing in 2021. They're going to be comparing Pixel 5 to these devices. And we already know the Pixel 5 is going to lose, obviously, because 2021 devices are going to have 2021 hardware, right? And the Pixel 5. So this is why I just think it's weird. Like Google should change up their launch time and launch in the beginning of every year, not at the beginning of every fiscal year, right? Because that's the October is the beginning of the fiscal year, the fiscal budget, and everything like that. So I just think it's weird. And Apple too. Apple should release in the beginning of the year, not towards the end of the year. I don't know what it is. Why is it that Apple and Google decide to release their devices out, towards the end of a year, which means that it's already going to have. I mean, I get it. With Google, that's going to change, but in previous times that really affected Google and hurted them with the Pixels because the Pixels always had an outdated processing chip when it came to what they competed with the following year, because that's what they were always doing, right? The Pixel 3 was not dealing with, what was it, 2018 devices. It was dealing with 2019 devices. Even though the Pixel 3 was released in 2018, it was dealing with 2019 devices, right? So, yeah, I just think, I don't know. Real quick, let's go to the comments. Okay, we have Coffee in the building. What's up? How's it doing, Coffee 7? Gene G Tech also says hello to them. So, what are your guys' thoughts so far with the pricing of the Pixel 5? Now that Google has, kind of pulled that veil off by accident because Google Japan decided to tweet out information about the Pixel 5 and accidentally showed the pricing of it, which, converted to US dollars was $700. So, again, we're looking at 74,800 yen. So that converts to 700 US dollars. So what do you guys think about that? What's your guys' thoughts at this point? Before I open this up for the remaining 12 minutes, and trying to keep this at a 1 hour podcast. So what is your thoughts? This is absolutely crazy. And by the way, for those people who missed it, definitely check out the audio podcast sources. You can, the audio podcast, you can find it on your favorite sources such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Breaker, Spotify. You can find it on there because since, this is a 1 hour podcast, obviously for some reason, YouTube takes almost a day to process this and have this available for view to most people. Unless some people get the notifications and rewatch the replay, but some future people can't. So I would definitely say, subscribe to me on the audio podcast sources because the audio replay will be available as soon as like maybe an hour and a half after this ends. It'll be available on there. But Anchor is also a pretty good source. Let's see. Red Rum says, I think the 5 will be worth it. Awesome. That's cool. I think I have to work 2 months for it. I think I have to save for about 4 months, bro. Coffee 7, I have to save for like 4 months. Same with me. Yeah. Gene, I would really love to see like this, if you're interested in buying it, it would be cool to see you with the Pixel 5, but you don't have to get it. I'm just saying it'd be kind of cool to see your thoughts on it, because, everyone knows I'm a Pixel fanboy. So if I, when I make my video, and of course I'm going to be questioned quite a bit about my motives and, obviously some people will trust me, some people won't. But to me, that's totally up to them. They can trust me or they don't have to trust me. They can do their research, which is what I prefer people do, is always fact check and do, do your research. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just like 2 days away, man. Why can't these things speed up? That's just me. That's absolutely just me. I really wish tomorrow was Wednesday because then we were right at the event. I will be live streaming this on the second channel itself, so I will be grabbing that link for you guys here in a second. Definitely follow it because if you don't want to miss my reaction to the event, which is going to be 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So they already had pretty much announced that that date and time. So definitely. Also, those are my social media. You guys can follow me. Twitter at the Aloha Android, or Instagram has changed up. Is that the Mr. Pixel? Because a lot of my photos I'm going to be sharing from like the Pixel 4a and of course my Pixel 4. And when I get the Pixel 5 in hand, which is going to be like this color, that's why I wore this, my sweater. And I'm gonna wear this sweater on Wednesday because it is the color of the subtle sage, if that's really the name of it. Um, which how do you guys feel about the name of that color? Right? We had Oso orange, we had kind of blue, we had purple-ish, we had very blue with the original Pixel. So how do you guys feel about subtle sage? Right? Couldn't I don't know. They could have came up with another name for like the green to express the green color. But your head is tingly thinking about the 5. You can't wait. 2 more days, man. 2 more days. Um, that's gonna be absolutely crazy. 2 more days. In 2 more days, things are gonna be like um insane. Again, shout out to the members, those who have become a member. Really appreciate you guys for doing that, being a part of the team. And yeah, if you guys want to, I mean, you guys can yourself right there. Just right there next to the subscribe button, there's the join button, and in there you can read the synopsis of the different tiers that I have. Find one that benefits you and become a member yourself and get access to those. I still have to work on some exclusive videos for my specific tiers that have access to that. And of course, I'm trying to upload more to YouTube, like stories and stuff like that. So you guys have, or like videos that I can post to the community section. That's only for the uh, the members, so you guys can have some videos and stuff like that. I just don't know exactly what type of videos you guys want to see. So you guys should definitely hit me up with on the community section of YouTube and let me know what kind of videos you'd be interested in seeing. Something that too weird. Don't be like, yeah, do like a full production review of the Pixel 3 because man, that's just like although Android has converted completely to podcasting. That's what I'm doing here. Mr. Pixel is where a lot of the videos are going to be at on the Pixels, like my reviews, aging of specific Pixels. Like I'm working on, how the Pixel XL has aged up until 2020 to kind of give people a review of that type of phone, just to kind of see. You know what I mean? Some people don't want to own a Pixel XL, but they kind of are interested in seeing how it holds up in 2020. And it's I got the idea because of what's his name? Simple Alpaca. He tends to just grab his old iPhone to make videos on that on certain days, and people like it. And so I know there's Pixel fans out there, so I want to be able to bring something like that to them. That's the reason why I just created the channel Mr. Pixel. But the event for launch night in by Google, that's going to be live streamed on Mr. Pixel, and I want people to really know that because I don't want them coming to this channel and being like, "Well, Tito's not live streaming here. What the heck happened?" I'm actually going to be live streaming the event on my side project channel, Mr. Pixel. Let me grab that link for you guys. Yeah, screen the call. I love that call screening thing. Let's go to YouTube. I'm gonna get that link for you guys. So if you guys are not subscribed, you guys can subscribe. You guys will get the notifications an hour before I do it. And yeah, you guys will hopefully you guys go in and not miss the moment because definitely yeah, you guys, I'm probably gonna be like a super fanboy and just like all over the place screaming and all that stuff. Anyways, I'll put the link in there. I don't have a um a custom URL yet. Eventually, when I get to a certain point, I'll be able to customize the URL, and then it'll be a lot more easier to remember the link. But that's the link right there to my channel. Definitely subscribe to it, and you guys will be able to see the event itself. Watch it with me because I'll be live streaming it live. And Gene, I am back. Gene, were you leaving us? Why were you leaving us, man? Playing. But yeah, that's where we'll be live streaming at. That's where it's all gonna go down. That's where we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'll be definitely talking about that. And tomorrow, basically, just again, I'll be recapping and sharing links for the side project channel. Let's see, what is the link for suggestions about ideas? The link for suggestion about ideas. You can just hit me up on the community section of YouTube. I don't know if you're on a computer, but I'll kind of show you. So let me just stop screen sharing this and well, my side project doesn't have it doesn't have a community section, but okay, this one does. All right, so let me just kind of share this real quick. So, you can always post to me if you're on the website on a computer. So let me just kind of like make this big screen right here. Uh, I'm all over the place, but anyways, yeah. So like right here in the community tab, um, as you guys can see, there's I can post things here. I can post it where it only goes to public, or if it goes to all channel members, Team Froyo members and higher, Team Jellybean and higher, Team Marshmallow and higher, Team Pie and higher. So I can choose who gets to have access to that. But anyways, you guys can actually comment here too, and I can get your guys' stuff and be able to reply. I believe you guys can do that here. So just like right in the community tab, I also do polls. Well, I'm gonna start doing more polls, but yeah, I'll have polls here, so I'll be able to like ask questions and get some feedback from you guys. Think that's gonna be very beneficial for me. So, yeah, that's where you can go and leave suggestions and stuff like that. It'd be really cool. Let me close out some of these news tabs here. We kind of covered that. Okay, so um, yeah, what was it I was gonna share with you guys towards the end of this? Oh yeah, how I'm ecstatic that possibly my kids are going to be returning back to physical school rather than virtual school. So excited for that because it's one of my favorite things to do is to get up in the morning and make breakfast for my girls. It's like that's like the routine, right? I get them up at 6:30 in the morning. They go and they take a shower. I end up going to the kitchen and cooking breakfast, getting breakfast ready for them, getting their school uniforms ready because their school they don't wear regular clothes, they wear uniforms. Um, so by the time they get out, they they get their uniform on, they eat breakfast, then they sit on the couch while they have like a cartoon playing before I walk them to school. And they what do you call it? They put their shoes on. While they're putting their shoes on, I brush their hair. Um I braid their hair, so like I put their hair like in a braid, like a ponytail in a braid, and yeah, they get their backpacks ready because I know that they're excited for their backpacks and stuff like that. They're excited for that, so I get their backpacks ready. And then yeah, about 7:30 in the morning, I start walking them to school because their school is right across the street from the apartment complex that I live at. And I walk them to school. It's like a good 5-minute walk. Walk them to the gate where the principal stands and greets the kids as they come into school. And then I say goodbye to my kids. They go into school. Once they pass the gate and they stand in the line with their classes, so their teachers meet up with them to walk them to the class. Right when the teacher gets there, that's when I leave to walk home. So I know that they're safe. And I miss doing those morning routines with my daughters. It's absolutely fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a joy having them home, but also I can kind of see it in them. They're just so pent up, being at home. I mean, everything from them is at home. School is from home, so they don't go anywhere. Like yesterday, my daughters were super excited. I actually trusted enough to let them go with their mom to the store. So they had their hand sanitizer bottles with them, and they had their mask to wear. They went with their mom to Walmart to go get some stuff, and like they were like super excited to go. So I'm hoping that schools reopen back up October 19th. So that's another date that I'm really focused on because that's when I'll know. Because I know like this week they have school Tuesday through Friday. That's also what sucks too, right? Today's Monday. There's no online Zoom class meeting, so the teachers basically get Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off because they don't really do anything with the students on Mondays. Tuesdays through Fridays is when they do stuff with the students, and it's just yeah, sucks though. Um, but anyways, before I close this out, this 1 hour podcast, yeah, I'm trying to keep them short and sweet, and to the point. So, just kind of close things out. So, like I said, recap: we will be hosting the event, Wednesday's event, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be on Mr. Pixel's channel. Link in the chat for you guys. I will also introduce the link into the description section after this is processed, so you guys can basically get the link there tomorrow. And if you're not subscribed to Mr. Pixel, please do so. I really appreciate if you guys did. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about Pixels, I will be doing more in-depth videos talking about the Google Pixels and what they can do. So please definitely take a moment. And since you're already here watching this podcast, if you're not subscribed to this podcast, here, the Aloha Android podcast, please do hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to have a little bit of extra benefits besides watching the podcast themselves, there are membership tiers you guys can join. Just click the join button. You guys can actually see what you guys get from each of those tiers. Those tiers will remain in place until 2021. I've decided if I'm going to do any changes to these tiers, I'm going to do it in the beginning of 2021. So that's in place. Besides that, we also have my social accounts. If you guys want to, link with me outside of YouTube, definitely check these out. I am on Twitter, active on Twitter at the Aloha Android. If you guys want to check out my Instagram account, because I do go live on Instagram from time to time, then it's at the_Mr. Pixel is me. And I share my life's moments on Instagram as well as stuff about my Pixels. So it's a toss up of things. You get tech, you get to see me if you guys are actually interested. I don't think people are interested in my personal life, but if you just happen to be, you can see. But yeah, you can follow me on those sources right there. I'm mostly active on there. We also do have a Facebook fan page. So if you're a person who actually uses Facebook, let me get that link for you guys. Totally, totes my goats, did not have it set up for you guys. So let me go to Facebook here. I'll grab that URL link. I'm actually going to start putting that in the little ticker at the bottom here too. So while I wait for Facebook, well, Facebook loaded right when I was leaving it. Can you imagine that? Dorky old Facebook. Okay, no, those are shortcuts. So anyways, let's go here. So very simple link. So that is just for you guys. If you guys want to follow the Facebook fan page, you guys can comment on there, leave your thoughts there, give me any suggestions too as well for like videos for Mr. Pixel, and also for videos for exclusive members. Right there, there's a link to the Facebook fan page. If you guys comment on there, I do respond back to as well. So that is another source too. And I also go live on Facebook from time to time too. So you guys will get some live streams there too as well. So I do a lot of this stuff, and I find time in my day to kind of squeeze these things in. So it's not like every day I go live on Facebook, and maybe like, on a Friday I go live or something like that. Maybe on a Saturday I go live. Just depends, but I do go live on there too. And if you want to have a conversation with me and you use Facebook a lot, you can follow that page. You guys can post a statement on the wall, and I will reply back in the comments, and we can have dialogue conversations there too as well. Just keep it clean though, because my kids also go in there and they like to look at my videos and look at my posts and stuff like that. My kids are like, my wife and my kids are like my super duper fans. So my daughter watches my YouTube video. I don't know why she watches my YouTube videos and stuff. She's 10 years old. And I know she absolutely has no interest in mobile technology because she never asks me anything about her phone, or it could be that I'm a pretty good teacher and she's learned a lot from my past videos and knows how to really navigate and control her phone. I don't know. Let me update this thing here too. This banner ticker thingamajigger. Where are we at? Yeah. So, we have that. Let me just kind of hide this real quick so I can edit it. The Facebook fan page. Yep. And then we got Facebook, which is just simply look for Aloha Android. And you'll know it's my page because the profile pic is a picture of the Pixel 2. Well, what do you call it? What do they used to call those things? A minimalistic wallpaper of the Pixel 2 XL Panda color. That is the I'll show you guys right now. Let's just do it that way so you guys can simply see it. Yeah. I haven't really done much activity on the Facebook fan page, so there's not a lot that goes there, but yeah, here it is. So obviously you'll know it's me because it says there. Oh, I can actually put that at the Aloha Android. I could have put that in the ticker. Oh well. But anyways, just full screen this. I'll just show you guys the Facebook fan page. And we are actually live streaming to it. So you guys can see right there, we're live streaming into it. So people reached 3. Wow, I didn't even think anyone was gonna watch it from this. It reached 3 people, or 6 engagements from people. That's kind of cool. 7 comments. So that's from me. That ain't from anybody else. I've been posting links and stuff like that in there. So you can see, it gives you that. Past past podcasts, you guys can see them there. Actually, you guys will see podcasts on there a lot quicker than you guys will see on YouTube. For like YouTube takes a while to process these things, unless it's like 4 hours long that it processes right away. But as you guys can see, it's actually, it's connected with my Instagram and everything like that. So everything is pretty much on here. So yeah, if you definitely want to follow the Facebook fan page, I would definitely say check it out. Um, yeah. It says you can view it as a visitor. Let's click view it as a visitor, because then it shows it from your guys' point of view, not from mine. All right. So yeah, we are currently live right now, so you guys will definitely see that. It's got a watch button video thingy right here. This takes you to my YouTube channel. That's kind of funny. So far I got 46 people following my fan page, so it'd be really cool to have more people on it. Of course, you get photos and stuff like, all kinds of things, right? Like I don't know. I use this as a replacement to Google Plus. But yeah, you guys can you guys can comment, you guys can even private message me on Facebook. So if you guys use Facebook, you guys can follow the fan page. It's facebook.com/Aloha Android. This is what the page looks like. So you guys will see my profile pic is a Pixel 2 XL Panda Edition, and then a big comic photo from my iPhone that I got from my Memoji or whatever they call them. Yeah, I guess that kind of does look like a version of me because I am older, and yeah, so kind of crazy. But that is my social platform. You guys can use it there. If you guys rather use that instead of Twitter or Instagram, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? That's all I say to people. Why not? I'm pretty active on there. So yeah. All right, so we just hit about 1 hour and 7 minutes. Let me go ahead and close this out. I do want to thank everybody for coming in for today's Monday podcast. I do want to thank Gene for popping in, Gene G Tech. Please drop your link while I'm closing out this podcast right now so people can follow and subscribe to you. One of my biggest supporters on here too as well, and is also part of hashtag Team Voltron. Yeah. Sneed says hashtag form Voltron. So if people want to jump on me and be like, hey, Jack, Sneed stuff. Yeah. No. Hashtag Team Voltron. That's it. That's on my end for my mods, because he says hashtag Mod Squad. I say hashtag Team Voltron. But yeah, so that's Red Rum. So I thank Red Rum for coming in. Also, Mr. Russell for coming in. If you're still here, I appreciate it. If you came for a brief moment, that's totally fine. Yes, my darling daughter. Yeah. Good. And we have Chanel 808 Life. Lawrence, please drop your link in the chat. If you guys want to subscribe to him, he does live streams and speed testing from the beautiful state of Hawaii. You guys don't want to miss those videos. And also, he's going to be having more videos coming in the future. He's just starting off, all right, people. So give a little chance for him to get things going. Hawaii right now is in such a I believe they're still possibly in a lockdown. I'm not entirely sure. But anyhow, yeah, subscribe to Chanel 808 Life. Check out his channel. Please do so. Who else did we have in here? We had Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is one with the force. Please, please, please give a big shout out to Baby Yoda for holding it down. Also a member of Team Voltron. So yeah, definitely check him out. Where has Kathy been? She's not been watching my podcast. I feel kind of sad now, because like she's normally in here, normally is very active, and my wife's not in here. So I probably did the podcast way too early, but I don't want to be doing 4-hour podcasts. You know what I mean? Like I want people to have more time of their day. So I'm just narrowing it down to an hour. So I'm going to host a poll on YouTube later on. You guys should be able to see it in the community tab. I'm going to make it completely public for everybody to vote on. I'm also going to host a poll on Twitter, and I'm going to see if Facebook allows me to host a poll on there and just find out when's the best time that I should go live. Keep in mind, if you guys make suggestions and timing, convert your time, please, to Arizona Mountain Time. Because if you guys tell me 3 p.m., but you're talking about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's, yeah, I'm just going to be at 3 p.m. my time, and I'm just going to go on that. That's not going to line up with what you're asking for. So I'm trying to find the best time. I don't want to cut into the evening spot. One, because my wife comes home from work, and I like spending time with her to listen to how her day is. So that's why I don't podcast in the evening very often. And two, dinner time for me is around that time. And three, another major one is that Sneed and Carlos have the evening spots, So I don't like overlapping my podcast with them. So, um, anyways, yeah, I'll host that poll. But also, um, yeah, for everyone who watched the replay, whether it's on here or if you're watching it on the Facebook fan page, thank you so much for doing so. I really, absolutely, super duperly appreciate that. Um, for watching the replay. If you guys enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to please smash that like button. That absolutely helps circulate this and get things going here. And also, lastly, if you guys do feel like you guys want to help out the podcast production, things like that, and just generally, to be truthful, what my kids get as an allowance, extra allowance money and stuff like that, there it is right down there. You guys know what to do. Hit the PayPal link or the Cash App link if you guys want to send a monetary one-time donation. We really, really appreciate that. And again, one more time, big shout out to the members of my team. I still haven't come up with a unique name for you guys, but you guys absolutely deserve massive recognition. Red Rum says hashtag save Kathy. Also, definitely, please, like I said, please check out Chanel 808 Hawaii Life. My page is Gene G Tech. Come on, bro. You know what? I will do it for you. You lazy son of a gun. There we go. Got that. Boom, shakalaka. It's Cena 44. I gotta remember that. I knew it was that. And what the hell just touched my foot? I don't want to get stung by a scorpion. So I'm kind of leery about that. Anyways, I'll put the link. Boom. That is the link to Gene's channel. So we'll have it right there. YouTube.com/Cena44. Just click that link there and you guys can subscribe to Gene G Tech. Let's see. I am making daily indoor speed tests at the very, very least. Yes, I know. I caught the AT&T indoor speed test this morning. So yeah, definitely. If you guys really want to know speed test, and like I said, he's got more videos coming. He's got lots of ideas. He's working on the problems, in timing and things like that. He's working on his craft. So definitely, people, you guys definitely want to subscribe to Lawrence Chanel 808 Light 808 Life. Follow him on his social platforms as well on Instagram. Real good dude. You guys definitely want to follow him and catch his live streams too as well. He does do live streams for now. So he does speed test videos and then he does live streams. Similar to me, he's starting his podcast, but once he gets a lot of things set in place, a lot of things are just going to start taking off. So you, like I said, you don't want to miss that. And then Gene G Tech goes live as well. So if you guys like watching live streams on YouTube, you definitely want to check out his channel and engage, interact, and have fun. Have fun with it. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for today's podcast. I appreciate it, guys. Monday's podcast. Tomorrow we'll have more to talk about then. And also, of course, live out because it's the day before the event. And then Wednesday, you guys know where to find me, right? That's the Mr. Pixel channel. You guys will find me there. And I'm going to wild out. I'm going to wild out on that. I am excited for the Nest. If those are going to ask me, are you excited for the new Nest that's being released? Yes, I'm excited for it. I do plan on getting one. The Chromecast Google TV. You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to try to get one. And lastly, the Pixel 5. I am definitely going to try it. But shout out to Sneed who already worked that out. So his Pixel 5 that comes in from Team Pixel, he's reviewing and then he's going to pass around to everybody. That's wonderfully generous. So yeah, he already had said that I'm one of the people that he's going to send it to. So once it's in my possession to review, I am going to review. And like I said, when that phone gets in hand, I'm going to do a review on it. I am going to record a ton load of B-roll footage so I can continue making videos about the Pixel 5 and give you guys my more in-depth thoughts and kind of space them out without hogging the phone so I can pass it to somebody else quickly so they're able to actually do a review video on their channel too as well. So shout out to Sneed Mobile Tech. Shout out to the SMT Nation. You guys are clutch. You guys are awesome and wonderful. I love you guys very much. To everybody in the chat, those that are watching right now, just know that you guys are special, okay? This is Monday. I know Mondays is tough, but you guys are special. Remember that. And somebody loves you. And if you don't believe me, I love you. Okay? I love who you are. Let's see. My link on my end doesn't work. Your link doesn't work to the Cena 44? Really? That link don't work? Let's see. Hold on. I have 3 made that's going to drop tomorrow. Oh, you have 3 videos that's going to drop tomorrow? Cool. Cool. Gotcha. Don't miss them, guys. They're going to drop tomorrow. Anyways, I appreciate all of you guys for coming in. Thank you so much. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Monday. You guys should too as well. You guys are clutch. You guys are awesome. Love you guys very much. Remember that, yeah, keep it locked for more podcasts. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tito. This has been the Aloha Android Podcast. And as always, aloha.